So Eli Crane was not having it with the Biden administration toadies that were trying to stonewall the impeachment of Alejandro Mayorkas.
I'm going to ask Ms. Dunn, has your public trust in Secretary Mayorkas and the Department of Homeland Security been broken?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Nobles,
Yes.
do you guys feel betrayed by Secretary Mayorkas and the Department of Homeland Security? You guys know his job is Secretary of Homeland Security. His job in his title is to protect the homeland, Homeland Security. Do you guys feel betrayed?
Yes.
I thought so. Ms. Pearlstein, are you familiar with Article 4, Section 4 of the Constitution, often known as the Invasion Clause?
Yes, I've read the Constitution.
That's not what I asked, ma'am. I asked if you're familiar with that
Yes.
article.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm going to read it. The United States shall guarantee to every state in this union a republican form of government, and here's the point, and shall protect each of them against invasion. Ms. Nobles, Ms. Dunn, do you think that this Homeland Security Secretary is protecting these states against invasion? Is he protecting Arizona? Ms.
Arizona is not protected against invasion.
Ms. Pearlstein, after having me read that, do you think that this secretary is protecting the 50 states against invasion?
The word invasion in that clause is not in reference to migrants who are not trying to overthrow the government of the United States.
Oh, it's interesting that you say that, ma'am. Very interesting that you say that. Ma'am, Ms. Pearlstein, have you ever studied unconventional warfare? Any idea what that term means?
I've heard that term used. I'm
What do
not
you
an expert in unconventional warfare.
You have any idea what it might mean? Go ahead, take a stab at it.
I would rather hear your definition.
Okay, great. Do you think in any wild and unprecedented strategy in the history of the world, one of our adversaries might try and send their soldiers to infiltrate our country using our wide open border, not putting them in uniforms, and having them come and present themselves in front of our Border Patrol agents and tell our Border Patrol agents, oh, we're just innocent immigrants. We just want a better life. Do you think that's even possible, Ms. Pearlstein?
Might anyone ever lie at the border? Yes.
Okay. So it is possible that tens of thousands, you know that's how many we're getting a day, right, ma'am? About 10,000 a day? 10 to 15,000 a day? Are you aware of that?
I'm not aware of any statistics.
Okay, well, I'll fill you in then, ma'am. You're in the Homeland Security Committee. It's about 10 to 15,000 often, sometimes 12,000 a day. That's more than a combat division coming through our southern border from 160 countries, some of which are adversarial. And I'm going to tell you right now, unconventional warfare has been used since the beginning of time. These people aren't stupid. They're using access to our country to bring in individuals who want to do harm to it. I've been in the classified briefs. It's a fact, ma'am. How many families have to be ruined? How many mothers have to sit next to you before you come to understand this is an invasion of our country, and he's in complete dereliction of duty of his constitutional oath to protect and defend the United States of America? How many, ma'am? Would we need to have 100 here today for you?
So what you have to understand is this. Let's talk about some numbers. An estimated 10 million plus illegal immigrants have flooded into this country since Joe Biden has become president, and Alejandro Mayorkas was appointed the head of the Department of Homeland Security. That means that what has happened under Biden's border, what has happened at the border right now, the illegal immigrant crisis that has happened in this country has happened under the watch of Alejandro Mayorkas. So obviously that person deserves to be impeached, right? Obviously it's a dereliction of duty. Obviously this is something that has made Americans far more vulnerable safety-wise than we were before Joe Biden took office and before Alejandro Mayorkas took over as the head of the DHS, right? But these people are basically trying to stonewall. They're trying to pretend that they don't know facts and that they don't know statistics and that this is all a game to them. Their job as witnesses brought by the Biden administration to argue in Mayorkas' defense is to pretend that they don't know facts and data, pretend that to stonewall, to do everything that they possibly can do as political hacks to push the agenda of the Biden administration. And that is what you're getting here. Pure hackery, pure agenda pushing.